Welcome, hello. My name is Tom Stein Jr. We're going to cover what level funding is, why you've been hearing about it, why some of you have probably lost some clients going away from BUCA and to level funding, and now you're being forced to learn about level funded. We are based out of Kansas City. We are a small group, level funded player. We've been doing it for about 35 years in that space, which makes us one of the oldest in the great states of these united. Funny way to say it, I just love saying it that way. So oldest in the United States, we've been doing it for a while. We help out groups from 5 to about 100. That's our bread and butter. But going back to the original question, what is level funded and how are we helping them? All right, let's cover that. But first, who is going to help their groups with level funded? In general, ATA works through GAs to the broker. So contact your local broker about us or your local GA, and they're going to know, and they're probably going to be able to reach out to us directly and answer a lot of those questions. They're a great resource. But if not, then we can learn a little bit right here. All right, so whenever you're looking at a level funded plan, you want to start by doing a little bit of field underwriting, as I call it. You want to look at your block of business and say, all right, I've got 30 cases. They are in a plethora of different businesses. Well, not all are going to fit with level funded. Some of them are, some of them aren't. The big ones that are not going to be a good fit are going to be really dangerous industries. So foresters, miners, loggers, those type of dudes, those type of businesses where it's really, really rough out there, not a good fit. Then you also have the other side, and that's going to be governmental type agencies. If it's not an ERISA compliant group, you're going to have a lot harder time placing it under a level funded platform because of a thing called ERISA. It's not scary, it's just a governing document that governs all of these level funded, self-funded with stop loss program health plans. Okay. So let's say you've got a good industry. You have a one of your clients that comes to you and says, Bill, I'm getting crushed, man. Every year I get a 20% rate increase on my health plan. I can't do anything about it. What can we do? Well, that's the perfect case for you as the broker to say to your client, your buddy, the guy you've had a relationship with for a decade, hey, we've got this option. All right, it's not for everybody, and it's going to take some time. All right, it's going to take about a month for us to have a hard answer, as opposed to 5 days with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. But that answer can put 10 to 20% back in your pocket. Are you going to be interested in that? Obviously, 95% of the business owners are going to say, yeah, let's check it out. Okay, that happens. What are the things you're going to do your due diligence up front? You're going to ask 3 questions right off the bat. Number 1, what's the average age of the group? Number 2, what's the health look like of this group? And number 3, what the group looks like over the year in terms of employee status. Do they have big volatility? All right. When you look at that average age, you want it to be under 48. When you look at that health, you want it to be good, great, fair. If it's bad or pretty bad, then it's not a great fit for level funded. And if the employee group stays about the same throughout the plan year, you just checked off field underwriting. Now you're getting a lot closer to having an option for your client that's going to put money back into his pocket or back into the plan's pocket every year. All right, this happened. You checked off the first 3. Now you are looking for a thing called a manual rate. Most of you already know this, but if you don't, a manual rate is my best case on pricing that group with just the census. So just the average age, just the plan design, just the business or the industry code. This is what happens if everybody in that group is ridiculously fit. Doesn't happen often. It does happen sometimes in like tech groups, local delivery drivers, that type of stuff. They tend to be really healthy. But most groups are going to have some issues, all right? So when you get your manual rate, you're going to compare this to where they are with their current carrier. And if I'm not at least 5% below, then drop me, all right? It's not worth either one of our times. But what happens a lot of the time is that these come in at 10 to 30% on the high level below where they currently are. And now we've got a lot of money on the table, and we have to chase this rabbit to see if we can't serve your client with a better option for his health plan at the end of the year, okay? Well, we're gonna get into the weeds just a little bit here. What are the components of the manual rates? There's two components, fixed cost and your claims cost. Fixed cost, it's ragu, everything's in there. Stop loss, PPO network rental fees, telemedicines on all of our plans, commissions, the RBP fees if you're doing an RBP repricer. Everything is in the fixed cost. And if the plan goes, everything that's paid in here, you're buying it as you go. The second side is your claims bucket. This is where, once the deductible is satisfied for the member, the money's gonna come out of whenever you have big claims, all right? Now, in this bucket, let's say there's $100,000 for this small little group in this bucket, and there's a $4 million claim. Let's go crazy. What happens? Well, there's only 100 grand in this bucket, Tom. Where are they gonna come up with the other $3.9 million? That's a lot of money. Well, this is what makes it level funding, okay? What's gonna happen is money is gonna be paid simultaneously to the claims account to reimburse. As they pay, the claims account pays the bills that come in for the health plan, all right? So it's not scary. That's why you have your stop loss policy, is to cover those situations that do arise, all right? Now, let's say the other thing happens. You have 100 grand in here and nothing spent. What happens with this money? Well, it's still the plan's money. It's always the plan's money. It will always be the plan's money. So at that point, you can go back to your client, and there's a lot of beautiful options that we'll cover in a later video of what you can take to them and say, I've got X. What do you want me to do with the plan's money here? We've got it sitting here, okay? These two together is your total cost, and that's gonna give you an idea on a manual level where we look. This is the first of a multi-part video. I'm trying to demystify the level funded sales process, help you serve your clients, and give them another option so they don't have to get crushed every year when your renewals come out. It's not perfect, but it does pretty well. My name's Tom. I'm here to help. Let me know how I can, and we'll see you in the next one.